everyone, welcome back to Sarah's Vegan Kitchen. I've got another full day of eating for you today, macros included, since I just started tracking them and I've gotten a lot of questions about it. So currently I'm trying to eat in a calorie surplus, put on a little bit of muscle, get stronger, and I want to say it's not necessary to track macros to be healthy, but if you want a little bit of extra structure to help you meet your fitness goals, they can be a useful tool. So I am going to be tracking temporarily just so I can get a better feel for how much protein, fat, and carbs are in all of the foods that I most commonly eat, so that when I go back to eating intuitively, I can just be better informed. One thing I learned really quickly was that I was definitely eating fewer calories than I thought I was before I started tracking, which I think is one of the reasons why I had sort of started to plateau in my strength gains, even though I was putting in the time at the gym for sure. I was getting a little bit frustrated there. So this is helping to keep me on track and ensure that I am actually eating in a calorie surplus. With all that being said, let me show you what I ate on this day. For breakfast, I've been keeping it really easy with oatmeal. I have quick cooked steel cut oats. I like to cover them with boiling water and let them soak because literally every time I try to cook them on the stove or in the microwave, they bubble over. So I just keep it safe. I soak them. This is enough for 2 days. After they soak, I scoop out today's serving and I add a little bit of unsweetened vanilla coconut milk and some powdered peanut butter. So on toast and in sauces, I like to use real peanut butter, but in smoothies and oatmeal, this stuff is amazing. It's really high in protein, low in fat, tastes delicious. And adding in about a tablespoon of hemp seeds here for healthy fats, some extra protein, stirring it together and topping it with some sliced banana and maple syrup. And you don't have to weigh everything out in grams like I'm doing here. Usually calorie tracking apps will have the macros in there for a medium banana, for example, or it'll have cup or tablespoon measures for things. And I'm using Cronometer here, but I've also heard good things about MyFitnessPal and LifeSum. Okay, for lunch, I gotta show you my current favorite food. I've literally been making this every day for a full week. It's a Tempeh BLTA. You can buy Tempeh Bacon, but I like to just make my own. I make a marinade with some veggie broth, liquid aminos, maple syrup, liquid smoke, onion powder, paprika, garlic powder, and black pepper. I take my tempeh. This Light Life is my favorite brand, but usually I just buy whichever one is on sale. Sometimes I get this West Soy one. Slice my tempeh into thin strips and I let it marinate for a couple of hours. Overnight is ideal. Then I transfer it to a lined baking tray and I'm going to bake it at 375 degrees for 30 to 45 minutes. It depends on how crispy you want it to be. And as you can see, I made 2 blocks at once. This will last me for 4 days. And meal prepping and repeating a couple of my meals has been helpful since I started tracking so that I don't have to weigh out all my ingredients every single time I cook. And Cronometer at least allows you to make a custom recipe. So every time I have this Tempeh BLTA, I can just easily log it as one item instead of adding all of the components separately. I've been using this sprouted bread from Trader Joe's. I toast it and add some of this vegan sandwich spread, mustard, tomato, avocado, our tempeh bacon, and butter lettuce, and that's my sandwich. And seriously, I'm addicted to this. Here are the macros for this magical creation. For dinner, I made some lettuce wraps, and for the filling, I grabbed some of this tofurkey faux chicken. Trying it for the first time, it was pretty good. I also prepped some green onions, ginger paste, garlic, watered chestnuts, and celery. Sauteed the veggies in water till they were soft, along with some sesame oil and chili paste. Then I threw in my veggie chicken and watered chestnuts with a little bit of soy sauce. The veggie chicken came in a box of 3 servings, so I prepared it all together, but I just had a third of this mixture. I scooped the filling into little lettuce boats and topped them with some shredded carrots and chopped cashews, and this is one of my staple meals. Usually I'll just make it with tofu, but sometimes I'll add rice into the filling, sometimes I'll add peas. It's super quick to throw together and very satisfying. Okay, after dinner, I sort of look at where my macros are, and on this day I needed to eat a little bit more. It's actually been a lot harder than I thought it would be to get enough calories, at least without eating more junk food than I like to. So this is where the tracking has been useful to me, because otherwise I would have just stopped eating after dinner, or maybe I would have had a small dessert. I just microwaved some lentils that I had meal prepped a few days back. just lentils boiled in veggie broth, along with some frozen peas and corn, and that just about rounded out my macros for the day. I don't sweat it too much if I'm a little over or under, but as long as I'm in the ballpark, I'm happy. So that's everything I ate on this day. I want to stress, you don't have to eat the same way that I do. You don't have to follow the same macronutrient ratios. Everyone's a little bit different in terms of their preferences and what works best for their body. But this is what's working for me currently, and hopefully this gives you some ideas, especially if you're looking for some higher protein vegan meal options. And I hope you enjoy this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. It's supposed to be this high all summer.